Hello viewers, this is Evelyn and welcome to Levabuhay. Today I will be showing you a very beautiful plant which is called the dragon plant. It's a lot of varieties of this plant, but this one is the one with a little bit of pinkish. It's actually one of the famous plants that came from Madagascar, and we call it the dragon plant or the Dracaena Marginata, something I saw. I hope I'm not wrong. But anyway, I will be propagating this by air layering. And you know, I had shown you already some of my air layering propagation of other bushes, trees, fruit trees. This one I will air layer this. You can actually plant this by how do you say it, cuttings, you know. You only cut a portion of it and then just plant it on the potting soil, in a pot with a potting soil. In the Philippines, people just plant it directly on the ground. But if you live in an area somewhere in Europe or USA or other countries that has cold weather, like now it's still cold, then you have to do it 100% sure. That is why I will be using air layering to propagate this plant. So try to follow me in this whole content for you to see how easy it is to propagate this by air layering. So here we go. First, as what I always show you, you always have to disinfect your knife to use in air layering, and yes, to avoid bacteria that you can pass to your plant. Is a lot of variety of dragon plants. Now we have to start like this. You will choose the area where you will take out the prepare it for the air layering, and as you see here, you have to count like, okay, it's here. If I will plant and cut it, I can cut it in this way because this plant is already, it branches like four branches already. And if you wonder how you do it, you can actually, like, if you have a plant growing, you just cut it. If you see here, so if you see there, this is the cutting where I did before. So when you cut it there, when you make a cut, it will grow, and this one grows 4 branches. So there are some, you will see some plants that is only one branch, like a straight one, a straight stem. It means you never cut it. So if you cut here, or you cut here, or you cut here, it will create more branches, and that is the magic of this plant, because you can really have a branch of it. So now I choose this one because I want to, if I will remove this, I still have a very beautiful canopy there up. So now I will start doing it. So as what I said, I will choose here. I will just prepare it like 1 inch. Some they can even do 2 centimeters, but anyway, this time I will only do it 1 inch. So first I have to take out the bark. I think I have it a little bit upper here, so I will have this and cut there. So I will take out the bark, and as what I said, you have to be careful in doing this, not to cut your hands or fingers. So I have that one. Now we'll go to the lower part, and this one, you just make a line so that you can easily take out the bark. I am doing this indoor, and it's because this plant is actually just indoor the whole time. A tropical plant like this, they can never survive outside when the weather condition is very cold. And you know, here in Sweden, we have a very long cold weather. So now I will show you. I hope you will see, okay? I'll show you here. I am trying, you make like a line down after you're making all those lines there, and then you make like a line down and cut it, and I will tell you the bark will just go out very easy. See, I will try to make it a little bit nearer like that. I think that one is better, right? So I'm really sorry for the interruptions, but it's like that if you are a YouTuber without people taking your videos. So now we take out this bark. This is the bark. The first layer, when you do air layering, the first layer you take out is called the bark. And first you have to take out the bark. What is underneath the bark? The underneath the bark is what we call the cambium layer. I know that some of you knows already what is a cambium layer, but for the sake of those who doesn't know, the cambium layer is actually the layer that is underneath the bark. And usually when you hold them, when you try to feel them, they are kind of slippery, the cambium layer. And the thing why you should take out the cambium layer, it's because you want to reach the layer that is the hardwood. If you reach the hardwood, then it's safe for you to start your air layering. And it's because it is very important to scrape the cambium layer. You really have to scrape all the cambium layer like this. And it's because if you're not scraping it properly, or if it's not totally removed, it means that your air layering process will never be successful. Why? Because it will start to grow again. It is actually the cambium layer that makes the tree heal again, and it will never produce, or it will never grow any roots on the air layer that you perform. So this is actually the most important part of air layering, to take out the cambium layer. And to make it sure, because the cambium layer, it's hard to see it by your eyes. They can just look like they are already the hardwood, but it's not. So to be sure that your cambium layer is gone or totally removed, you feel it. You feel. And if you feel that, oh, there is still some part that is a little bit kind of slippery, then scrape it and scrape it and scrape it until you will really feel that there is no more slippery part of your area where you make your air layer. This process is actually applicable to any kind of plant, flower, fruits, bushes, as long as they have kind of this hardwood part of them. Of course, there are some plants that cannot be air layered. You can only grow them by seeds or by... So I will feel it again. So to have the assurance that the cambium layer is gone, feel it. And if you feel it and you can already feel like it's already hardwood there, then it means that you are ready for the next step. And what is the next step? Yes, the next step is applying what we call the rooting hormone. I am using this kind of rooting hormone. It's actually a dry powder rooting hormone. And some people, like in the Philippines, they don't use rooting hormone. It's not very common with rooting hormone in the Philippines. They do air layer very naturally. But I think it's, for me, I think it's the weather condition maybe. I don't know, I'm not sure. Because, you know, if you're in another country where your weather condition is like you have cold, you have winter, you can never, like now it's kind of spring, but we have a very cold spring. So now it has there. You don't have to put a lot of rooting hormone either. So you still have, you can even just shake it a little bit. And the next step actually is to put your, I have here, to put your pet moss. A lot of people are using different kinds when it comes to air layering. Some people use like coconut husk. They make it into small. Me, I have this one. I actually collect this under the tree, a very big tree, a very big pine tree here. And it's kind of collected different kinds. It's a lot of mixture. Some people even buy. Me, I don't buy. So I just use this one. It's not dripping wet, but it's totally moist because it has to be moist until the tree will, or this plant will totally, and it's kind of messy in this way, but anyway, that is for the sake of propagation. Propagate and propagate. That's what we do here, okay? So actually there, and what I will do, I will just wrap them. I have other videos where I'm actually showing the different ways of doing this, because there are some ways where you don't have to, you know, do this way, especially if you're doing it in a kind of a big fruit tree. Tie this there. I don't know if you see, I will do like that. I'm tying it under. It's actually not so complicated to do it, because your purpose is only like, you have to be sure that you were able to wrap the wound with that, so with that mixture of. So I can put a little bit more here on the top, because I really want to be sure that when it grows, it has some of this soil mixture. I've seen some YouTubers, they are just even doing their air layering. A lot of versions, you know, some people are just using the coconut husk. Some people are buying pet moss. Some people are combining, you know, sand and soil, and it's a lot of different, you know, where is it? The one is there. So I think that is enough. But as what I see, or as what I have seen in different YouTube channels, it works. It works in any ways. So I was like that. If you buy actually this tree, it's not that very expensive, because this is a very easy, this is a kind of the indoor plant. It's very common as indoor plant. It's an air purifying plant. It's very easy to take care of. It's very easy to propagate, is what I said. You can even cut it and propagate it from cuttings. It's easy to reproduce it, and it's because of that people are buying this kind of plants. It's a lot of variety of Dracaena. There is one that is, they are only green. Some have like reddish, you know, on the side of it. It's kind of sword like, and some use kind of a reddish on the sides. And I truly understand. I have this plant indoor for like, I can say like 10, 11 years. And I will tell you, I didn't do a lot of caring for this plant. You water them and they are okay. This is one of those plants that I can really recommend, highly recommend, if you think that you are also a person who has no time to take care of your plants all the time. And this is really very good to have indoor. In the Philippines, you can see a lot of these plants that is growing outdoor in any garden. And they just grow and grow. If you see that the plant is growing very high, you can just cut it off. When you cut it, the cuttings you have there, it will grow more on the side. It just grow like, you know, so reproducing this kind of plant is just very easy. Anyway, that's all for today. This is Evelyn of Levabuhay, your information TV. I hope I was able to share to you a very good way of propagating a dragon plant. Thank you for watching and see you again next time.